Should you take a role of a Scrum Master or a Project Manager? In this video I will break down all the pros and cons of the career path of a Scrum Master. I worked in both roles for many years and I will try to give you a truthful story about it. Let's dive in. First of all, yes, Scrum Master is a standalone profession and you can build a whole career of a Scrum Master. On an entry level, you are a Scrum Master for only one team. After you get some experience and you become more proficient, more productive, you can take several Scrum teams and facilitate the work on different projects. You will also learn how to collaborate with other Scrum Masters and to integrate the work of different Scrum teams into one product. After you get experience as a Scrum Master and you will feel like you want to share your experience, you can become a Scrum Coach. For sure you will need some additional trainings and certifications and a proven track record of your work as a Scrum Master. After Scrum Coach, there are several other options that you can try to pursue. For example, if you want to have more impact on the product, you can become a Product Owner. But it's a questionable direction. It may work out in a company that creates its own product and you can become a product owner there. But if you work in a vendor company and you provide services to your clients, most likely your clients or someone on their side will be the product owner. So your options here are limited. Likewise, it's common that you become an agile project manager. You learn the project management and you combine it with your skills and experience as a Scrum Master. Compare it with the project manager's career path. There are different levels of project manager. You can be a junior, mid-level or a senior PM. Then you can develop into a program manager, a portfolio manager and a CEO of a company. But you can also branch out from the mid-level or senior level into the project management office, or you can become a project management consultant or a trainer. I have a separate in-depth video on the career path of a project manager and I do recommend you to watch it as well. I'll leave you a link in the description and at the end of this video. Okay, now let's discuss the career of a Scrum Master in terms of job opportunities and the professional growth. On the bright side, it's quite easy to get the certifications and meet all the requirements to become a Scrum Master. Usually you need to take a 2-day training and pass a simple exam. That makes you a certified Scrum Master. In comparison to an entry-level certification for a project manager, that will be much easier and cheaper. Now let's talk about the adoption of Scrum framework in different industries. You need to understand that Scrum is widely adopted only in software and IT industry. You may find job opportunities of a Scrum Master in marketing industry or event management industry or in rare cases in some other industries, but that's all. So depending on your education, skills and previous experience, it might be challenging to get into these industries where Scrum is widely adopted. If you really want to build a career of a Scrum Master, you do need to get into the IT industry. But there is also another challenge. Not that many companies are really fully agile. So yes, they do projects using Scrum or Kanban, but in all other aspects they are plan-driven. You'll see this even in IT industry, in software development industry. So again, your career development options in one organization will be limited. You may need to change companies quite often. And keep this in mind, if you pursue a role of a project manager from the start, you can easily adopt a role of a Scrum Master. But if you start as a Scrum Master, it will be challenging to get all those knowledge and experience of a project manager. Now let's take a look from another perspective on the career of a Scrum Master. Let's talk about self-esteem and satisfaction from the work as a Scrum Master. I want you to think about the role of a Scrum Master or a project manager in the long term. Let's say you will be in one capacity for 5 or 7 years. Will you be motivated to pursue the same responsibilities year after year? And here's what I want you to understand. Both these career paths are limited by the frameworks that you will be using. Scrum has a lot of prescriptions in terms of the roles and responsibilities in the team. There is no variation in terms of tools and processes that you can use. So day after day, iteration after iteration, you will be doing one and the same thing. And if you want to be a great Scrum Master, you should follow the prescribed recommendations. First of all, you should be a facilitator. You should not impact the decisions of your project team or the product owner. Your main goal is to help others to use the Scrum framework. You'll have little impact on the product that you are developing. You will not be able to make a lot of changes to the Scrum framework. You won't take the responsibilities for decisions that you make. I know you might be thinking about one lucrative responsibility of a Scrum Master. You may think that you will be helping your company to adopt Scrum on the organizational level and transform it into the agile company. But in reality, as a single Scrum Master or even a Scrum coach, you don't have authority to make these changes. You may teach your leadership and other stakeholders in the company in the ways of Scrum and Agile, but you won't have authority to make any impact on the company as a whole. There is an option that you will be hired to do this Agile transformation and you will get support of the leadership of the company. But it's a rare case and I don't recommend you to put all your expectations on the career of a Scrum Master just for that opportunity. In comparison, a project manager has a bigger influence on how to manage a project. You can choose processes, tools, and techniques that you will use on your project. But to be totally honest, a project manager is also limited by the policies of the company and the frameworks that it uses. But on the other hand, there are much more opportunities for one-time projects where you can be a master of your decisions. You can select anything that you deem necessary to finish a project successfully. So if your intrinsic motivation lies in helping others as a servant leader, then the Scrum Master role is for you. But ask yourself if this motivation alone will last for years. If the answer is yes, a Scrum Master role is for you. But if you want to see a direct impact on the product that you are developing, if you want to have control over how to manage a project, if you want to work on a bigger scale, you need to become a project manager. And always keep in mind that you can combine both roles and become an agile project manager, but still you need to start as a PM. Okay, now I want you to watch the video on the project manager's career path. With these two videos, you will be able to make an educated decision and select the role that will make you satisfied with your career. But before you go, give a like to this video, subscribe to this channel, and do check additional materials in the description below. See you in the next video.